In the last lesson, we went through the app that we are going to create. We are now going to generate a Flutter application that's going to be used to integrate with Isar database. I'm going to go to my terminal and run the command Flutter create routine app. That's the name that we're giving for the app that we're going to create and that we reviewed in the last lesson. Then go ahead and press enter. This will create a Flutter project for you. Now let's cd to the new project, which is routine app. And then open this project on Visual Code by typing code space full stop, then press enter. This opens up the VS Code for this project. Now let's go through the project structure. So there's a Dart tool directory, which contains files used by various Dart tools such as pub. If you remember, we mentioned that pub is the package manager used to install packages and plugins to your project. We don't touch this. Then the .idea folder contains your code editor's project specific settings. In this case, it contains the VS Code settings or the settings of the VS Code that I'm currently using. Then we have the Android folder, which contains the Android platform specific settings. This is very useful when you're actually creating Android applications. It helps with the packaging of the Android application, either in form of APK or an app bundle. Same case goes to iOS. The iOS contains the iOS platform specific settings, which helps you actually package your iOS applications. Then we have the lib folder, which contains all that source code files that we create during the development. This is a workspace where we're actually going to do most of the coding and the work. And an initial application always has the main.dat file, one file called the main.dat file. This is the entry point for the Flutter app. Currently, it has some code that was generated by default when creating a first Flutter application, which we later delete and create our own. Then we have the test folder, which contains testing related codes and allows you to create your own test cases for the application. Then we have the web folder, which is has the same meaning as the Android and iOS. It contains the web platform specific settings. If you recall, Flutter is multi-platform. That means it allows you to create even websites. So if you're creating a website, this folder is important in packaging your website. Same case with the Windows folder. It contains Windows platform specific settings to help you package your desktop application. Then let's go to the files. There's the .gitignore file, which is a Git specific file that allows you to include or exclude the files or folders when committing your project to a GitHub repository. There are certain folders that you do not need to push to the GitHub. So this is the file that actually helps you set that up. Then we have the .metadata file, which contains data that provides information about the properties of your Flutter project. We don't touch this, it's automatically generated. Then we have the .packages file, which holds paths to all the packages in your local computer, both pre-installed with Flutter and downloaded during development. So this being our first project and we haven't started working on anything, these are the default pre-installed packages that come when you install your Flutter, when you install Flutter into your machine. Then we have the pubspec.lock, which lists the specific versions of each dependency that your app uses, that each package that your app uses, and these are just the default ones that are there. Then the pubspec YAML file is where we configure dependencies such as external packages, which come over here, and also image assets, font files that we want to use, and app versions. The app versions are actually important at the point where we package this app and need to push it to a place like the Play Store or the App Store. Then we have the readme.md, which is a markdown format file used to describe your project in Git repository. So this, my friends, is our project so far. Now there's one quick thing that we need to do before we finish up this video, and that is installing the Isar package to the project. This will be our first dependency that we'll be adding to our project. To add this on your terminal, or let's add it in our VS Code terminal, let's run the command flutter pub add Isar. This will download and install the Isar package into your project. It's complete. Once it's complete, the dependency will be added on the pub spec yum. As you can, let me show you, as you can see, the dependency has been added to our public.yaml automatically, and the version we're using is 2.2.1. So yeah, we are now set to proceed. We are going to be using this package to implement the Isar database into our project. So that's about it. Next up, we'll start working on the first concept of Isar, which is collections, and then we'll proceed from there. So don't forget to share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.